Hey guys, welcome to Friendly Show. Thanks for joining. You have me, Yaroslav Shmarov, and Adrian Marin, your host. And today we are going to talk about actually not just Ruby stuff, but a bit about life, what have we been doing in October, and what our November plans are. So yeah.
Hey, Yaro. Yeah, a long time no see. How's it going? What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Well, I started October with you. Yeah, so I was hanging
The
out
second family.
I was hanging out in Romania for like 8 days in total, quite a lot, and I was actually really impressed by the perception of the Hotwire Cookbook talk. It looks like it was like useful to the people, and funny thing is now I keep getting messages like, hey, where can I buy the book, or hey, when will the book be released? So
That's perfect. That's perfect. I'm working on a side project with somebody junior, and I am referencing your videos over your actually like your Rails World video, like showing the different levels. I definitely love how you showed like the different levels of complexity, starting like from turbo frames, turbo streams, and stimulus JS. And it's just such a well made, slide, and I just show him that, and we were on the same page very quickly. So yeah, that's amazing. But tell us about the book. Are you thinking about writing a book?
um,
I think you should.
well, I mean, if you just check out hotwirecookbook.com, I think it is taken by Andrea, who has created a cool Twitter thread about like 30 days of Hotwire, and he's been
Yeah.
working on a product. So I know maybe like my take on Hotwire Cookbook.
Yep. Why not?
Well, I should check up with Andrea.
Of course, yeah, he's an amazing guy. Maybe volume 2 or something, and you can turn it like into like a yearly thing or something. Who knows? Who knows? Andrea is really cool, and I'm sure both of you like you'll
But
end up with good things.
if I make it into an actual book, I know what the cover is going to look like.
No, tell us, what is the cover going to
Yeah,
look like?
so you just open my Rails World talk, and I have this book in my hand, and I have it on the slide. So there is like the cover of the book on all
Yeah,
the slides in the beginning.
that's perfect. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. What else have you been doing this month? Have you been catching up to work? Has been work
Um,
been catching up to
yeah,
you?
a lot of work, and also trying to like spend time with the family and hobbies, and like I know life is so packed. Like I'm the moment I arrived back from Amsterdam, I started the catamaran sailing course. So now every
Beautiful.
Saturday I do a few hours just sailing, and it's really relaxing.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm leaving for a sailing trip on Saturday. It's going to be a week long, like school sailing trip. So,
Week
uh,
long.
yeah,
Wow.
week long. Yeah, it's going to be only school. So we're going to practice all kinds of maneuvers and all kinds of things just to learn how to sail very well. So that's amazing. I cannot wait. We should do something. Maybe next year in Athens, if we do Rail SAS again, we will get a boat and we'll do things. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. I think sailing a catamaran is less complex than sailing an actual boat that you do,
Yep.
but
In monohull. Yep.
I might take up some courses on that also. Like I live really close to the port, so it's really available.
Yeah, that's perfect, man. I can't wait. How's Super Rails? I've seen your video like yesterday or the day before with the data tables tutorial. I love that. I mean, that's just amazing. I'll take some inspiration from that for Avo.
Well, I mean, Avo is already built quite well, but you can always improve.
Of course, definitely. I know the search and other things, but I'll comment on that video and ask for tips.
Yeah, so I have been building superrails.com in my free time for the last few months, and really it like when I open the app, it's okay, but it's not cool. So sometimes people like reach out to me and tell what can be improved. Like a couple of days ago, Dominic Lizarraga reached out, said that he cannot log in via GitHub.
Okay.
And the point is that like in GitHub, you can hide your email when trying to log in. And I
Yeah.
had like email as a required field.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and like the only two options to sign in were either GitHub or Auth or Google or Auth. But like GitHub wasn't working. So
Yeah.
I had to make email not required field. And I
Yeah.
basically completely removed the Devise and left only the OAuth thing, made email not a required field, and added that. Thank you, Dominic, for the suggestion. And yeah, guys, if you have any suggestions on how to make superrails.com useful, how to make it better, how to make it not suck, please share with me. I would really love your ideas.
Yeah, and I think that goes for any type of product or service that you're using. When something annoys you, if it's not too much, just send a message to the owner, product, whatever the contact address, because people like product owners, like the people that build those products, want to hear about these things, because some of them are like hidden. Like Yaro said right now, it's such an edge. It's an edge case. If you don't have like a lot of knowledge about like OmniAuth and like GitHub and everything else, this is going to be hidden from you, and other people are going to have like a bad experience. But if you tell them, like, they're going to be like super appreciative of your your help and raising that issue. So yeah, if you have some time, definitely tell people about it.
Yeah, and actually, I started thinking about like what are the ways to reach out and provide this kind of feedback. So one way is like in email or some kind of other regular way of communication. Another way would be like if it's an open source project, like GitHub issues. But usually, I think like a commercial project would have. I've seen
maybe a contact form.
Yeah, there are apps like that you have an integration and like people can leave their feedback and vote for like features that need to be added to a product or leave comments.
Yeah. There are maybe they have like something like not a type form, an intercom kind of widget, for customer support. Like, any way you do it, definitely. But the last resort would be pinging somebody on Twitter, like, hey, at Yaroslav, like, hey, your sign up is not working. GitHub, your whatever, SuperRail sucks or whatever. That's the worst kind of feedback you can leave. And as soon as you stop doing that, I mean, it's good if you want to leave like a message. Hey man, I've seen like I've had this issue. Can you look into it? I can't find any other way to contact you, or whatever. But doing that, the first thing, like, that's not cool. That's definitely not cool, because people, that tweet remains there, and people are going to read it, and you can read things in different voices. It's not like you're having like a phone call and you're telling him like, hey man, there's a problem there. No, people are going to read it like, there's a problem there. And so definitely try to, this is something that I tell people whenever they do like GitHub reviews, like PR reviews and everything else. Try to think that the text is going to be read differently, so try to put a little bit more heart into it.
And it's going to stay there forever.
And it's going to stay there forever. Yeah, of course, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, actually, I've been playing around with upgrading SuperRails. So initially it was like Rails 7.0, and I tried upgrading to 7.1. It went quite fine, but there were a couple of interesting updates that I tried to do. Like I tried replacing SP Rockets with PropShaft, and it was nearly just a drop-in replacement. So I just like removed one gem and added the other, but I was using the gem inline SVG. That was somewhat tailored for working with the SP Rockets, and I needed to change some config, and the guys from inline SVG are working on some PRs to make it work well with like seamlessly with PropShaft, so that you don't do any updates inside
hacking. Yeah, definitely. I love inline SVG. I definitely love it. I know that I have some wrappers on my apps as well, but I think I used PropShaft in a different app and kind of looked like it worked, but I don't know. Yeah, let me know if I can help.
And talking of SVGs, like the cool thing about inline SVG is that like you keep the SVGs that you are using inside your app. And you don't just like import an external library from a kind of CDN.
And you can add all kinds of modifications, like by using, like if you're using Tailwind, you can give it like a height, a width, whatever. But you can do it like what color should the fill be or the outline, and you can go like really dynamic with things. Yeah, it's the best way, I think. It's not the easiest way, but the best way to use SVGs in an app, like inline them. It's very flexible. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and another interesting thing and discussion that has been going on is like not using Redis and using a GoodJob instead. And
Yeah.
I tried doing that. So I basically had Redis for active job and for action table in my app.
Yeah.
I tried replacing it with the GoodJob and like using Postgres for
This WebSockets.
and yeah,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
WebSockets and for jobs, and it kind of works, but there's the problem that this PostgreSQL has a limit of basically like in WebSockets, Postgres would have some limitations, so you can't have like payload that is more than 8 kilobytes or something like that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's something I think, like, as like I feel like the Rails like one person framework is trying to move off of Redis as a dependency, and as we do this, we're going to encounter some issues and some caveats that we need to fix. So this might be one of those. Yeah. I didn't use GoodJob, but I used the other one, Delayed Job, for a long time, and I just loved it. I think I loved it more than like Sidekiq and Redis because you can inspect everything in a database, the job, the error, the arguments. I know you can do that in Sidekiq as well, but you can do it like in the panel or something. It's just maybe something that I was used to, and coming from Laravel where they use like database driven driver. Yeah. But definitely looking forward for the Solid from the Rails team. It should be good. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, well, Redis is a good dependency for now, at least. The only reason to really not use it is to cut costs.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would keep using Redis. And,
Yeah, definitely.
It's cheaper to pay a few dollars a month for Redis than to the time you will spend trying to solve issues that might arise if you're not using it.
Yeah, I agree. At least for the moment, for the time being.
Yeah, but like Solid Cache, Solid Queue, so many things coming up. I think we need to wait for a few months or years. And
Solid Cache is there already. Like we at Avo, we added support for that, and because we do some caching on our part, and it's working just beautifully. Like just almost like a drop-in replacement. You should be good to go. I love it.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually about you and Avo, what have you been working on in October? What's new?
Yeah, so we did have a little bit of not scrambling, this is not the right word, but after coming from the conference season, and Paul has been working on things, and I was a little bit backed up with tasks, but we managed to finish like the new Tailwind integration. It's going to be much better, less conflicts, and it's going to be more Railsy, if that makes sense. This is one thing that we did. We're still doing a few things to the DSL where we're changing like the way it works in the back end. So internally, we're not doing too many things for the public API. We have been getting some requests for like enterprisey feature like audit logging and other things like that. So this is something that we're looking into it. And another thing that we're talking about is theming. This is something that has been popping up like since forever, and now I think we have an idea about how to do the second iteration of theming. Right now we have branding, where you can change like the primary colors and the background. It's not much, but we have a cool idea for the second iteration, and then the third would be like totally custom theming. But and another thing is going to be, we're thinking about a companion app for Avo. So think about like downloading a Rails app which has Avo installed, has multi-tenancy, all the good defaults, Tailwind is all set up, the JavaScript is all set up. You can start creating like custom things right away, and it's just gonna be like good defaults and all the like search and everything else that needs a little bit more configuring because you can bring your own into Avo. Like all of those will be just there. It's not going to be a SaaS boilerplate like a SaaS starter app. It's not like if you need that, go for Bullet Train, go for Jumpstart. Definitely, it's not going to be that. It's just going to be like people do need like a starter kit for internal tools, and this could be something like that instead of doing Rails new and then Avo install and then Avo configure and wasting a few more hours. We just have it like from one command. So this is what we're thinking about. And so yeah, multi-tenancy and other things, and a lot of like support requests. We've been doing a lot of support on our channel, but people that are on our channel, they're gonna see that. So that's like pretty much for Avo, and we want to launch Avo 3 in November. So, definitely before Christmas. So it's going to be a Christmas, a Christmas present, but before that. So that's like pretty much it for Avo, what the plans are.
Well, boilerplate, I haven't heard about that before. That's news to me.
Yeah, definitely. It's been on our mind for a while because people have asked for this, like, hey, why do I have to do this every time? And we were thinking about making it happen. If you have any ideas, just come on Discord and let's chat about it.
And could you like reiterate what do you want to include there except of Avo and authentication?
So I think we're gonna start like using like the industry defaults right now. So Devise, Avo, we're gonna have multi-tenancy enabled. So basically, Andrew Culver has this amazing article that Teams should be an MVP feature. So you should have like one level of multi-tenancy between like the user and whatever primitives you have, whatever models. And we want to bring that, like it's going to be an account model probably, and we're going to think about ways you can switch between accounts and how the models are attached to the accounts, and Avo is going to know about the account and it's going to be configured. We do have like good guides about how to do multi-tenancy. We have customers that are doing multiple levels of tenancy inside Avo, so we have that experience, and we want to just make it a little bit easier for people to have it like just like that, just to have it by default. Otherwise, we're thinking about adding a few other things like Tailwind CSS integration in the big Rails app, like inline SVG, like all the good gems that you would bring to your app.
Well, for me, the problem with boilerplates is that they are really opinionated often, and they can include a lot of stuff that you might not need in your app.
Yeah, I agree. But like, if you're thinking about like opinionated, like what isn't opinionated? Nothing is like totally unopinionated. It's like depends on the level like of opinion and the level of support or like help that you're getting, right, with those opinions. Like Rails is opinionated as well, but that's a good thing, right? That's a very good thing because we can all like, you can bring like 10 different developers on one app, and they kind of know where things are. It's not like Node.js where everybody has an opinion and every feature is different. Like one person has 10 opinions and gonna have like 10 different features. Nobody's not gonna know how they work, right? So again, it's going to be like as less opinionated as we can, and make it easy for you to like pull out the things that you don't.
By the way, you mentioned like the article Rails should be Teams should be an MVP feature. I really recommend this article. We will leave a link to it in the description. And talking about multi-tenancy. So first thought, do you want to make it like subdomain multi-tenancy or in the URLs?
So we're going to, I don't know. I don't have a question. I don't have an answer for that question yet. I know that it's going to be cool if we could support like almost any type. Like you can do subdomain, you can do like slash, or you can do, I think, session or something like that. It would be cool if we could support like all of those use cases, so you can like toggle through like a configuration or something.
Well, I guess the subdomain multi-tenancy might be a bit harder when deploying to production, and like Basecamp uses multi-tenancy in the URL params. They don't use like subdomains for clients. So for me, sometimes like if it's fine for Basecamp, it will be fine for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think us as developers, like I've been having discussions about multi-tenancy with other developers, and we try to think about like what would be like the most ideal way and the most cleanest way. And somebody told me like, okay, should I have like different schemas on my database for each tenant? And like, dude, that's such like overkill, like so much over engineering, and you don't need, until you need it, you don't need it, right? So when you start an app, you don't need that. So probably, like having URL multi-tenancy is going to be enough, and for like 80% of the people, and I'm good with that. Like it's not going to be that app that anybody could use on any type of app or any type of project. Nothing is that. So yeah, it's going to be
around 2015, I guess, there was this dominant approach to doing multi-tenancy with the gem apartment, and there you would be having, I just remember, either different schemas or different databases for each client. And really, you need that only if you're working with enterprise clients that have
co-location needs, region
requirement that it's a no-go for them to share that database.
Yeah.
So no need to do it until you actually need it.
Yeah. So whatever idea you have, whatever plans, whatever your product you think it will be, you don't need it yet. When you'll need it, you can do it, but otherwise you don't need it right now. So it's all good. I've been reading like on a cool article on from Notion, from the Notion dev team, about how they did like sharding and how they're like splitting up accounts on different databases, and it's quite amazing. I'll leave a link in the show notes. But again, think about Notion. This is after, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years they were on the market. They had like probably millions of customers by then. So if they didn't need it in the beginning, you don't need it. And if they were able to do like the migration, you'll be able to do it. So don't think about like, what's the perfect use case to do that.
Talking about Notion. So a year ago, I was going to talk at the Wroclaw AB, and I was giving examples of stuff you would not build with Hotwire. And I'm saying that you wouldn't be building Notion in Hotwire. But this YouTube series by, I don't remember, was it Dr. Nick or somebody?
Dr. Nick. Yeah.
And basically the guy was building like Notion with Hotwire. So that's doable.
Yeah. I've watched that series. It's doable, but I'm not sure if I would do it. Like I had this conversation with Julian because he was building at some point something similar, and like I wouldn't build it with Hotwire, at least not with all that complexity, because there are, like I said, like things that are perfect. Like Rails is perfect for many things, but it's not perfect for everything, and that goes for any type of like framework. It's not Rails specific, like Laravel, Next.js, Express, whatever you want. I don't know if I would go to build Notion, but it's a cool demo that you could. So definitely, I love that we could do that if we wanted to.
Yeah, and also coming back to your boilerplate idea. So you mentioned that you would be like using the multi-tenancy and Devise, and there's this new tool, Authentication 0, and it kind of provides authentication, but it also has a kind of multi-tenancy feature out of the box. Yeah. So I think it's also worth researching.
Yeah. So I had a look over Authentication 0. It looks like a very nice solution. The only question I have unanswered is, what do you do with? It's not going to be security updates, but it's like when you're doing that, you're going to take the burden of authentication and checking, like doing the authentication yourself. Okay, you generated the first parts, but then if there's like a new best practice out there, like, okay, we need to change like the way the users are hashed or whatever, the way we log in people because there's a new attack vector and we should not use passwords anymore, whatever, then it's up to you as a dependency to update that. While with something like Devise, you could do like a bundle update if they update it on their end. Of course, this is like a requirement, and you can do a bundle update, and that security issue is now addressed. That's the only way. The only thing that I'm thinking about. Like, I don't want another piece of the puzzle into my backyard to maintain. But it's definitely cool that we have that solution. Well, check it out.
Yeah, and also you mentioned about like different themes, templates for Avo, and it reminded me another interesting topic from this month. So there was this Georgie boy guy who started building a Flex UI library. So basically styled components that you can use in your Rails app to build UI interfaces. Yeah. And I think that's a very interesting direction in which there can be like many good projects. So like basically actual design components that you can use to build out your app without writing any additional CSS.
Yeah. I love that these are popping up. Like Rails UI is a different project that tries to do this. And I hope there's SHA CDN, SHA NCD, something about from Avi. I love that these are popping up. It's like having Tailwind UI, but tailored for Rails, for Ruby. And I love it. And I hope they catch on and they're going to be like good, successful products that people can then take and use because we need them. Like I'm sick and tired of copying things off of Tailwind UI and then doing ERB conversion on them. So yeah, I'd love to have something like that.
So for the last year, I've been using Polaris View components, and basically like Shopify has their design system to build Shopify apps, for example, and I guess it's tailored for React, and some guys rebuilt this library to work with Hotwire. So it's a basically like view components that you can drop into your ERB. Some of them even have like stimulus inbuilt, like for searching or sorting, or like for drop downs, pop-ups, and I really managed to build like whole UIs without writing a single line of CSS or even HTML. Like I don't use any divs tags. I just like Polaris card do or like Polaris tooltip do.
Yeah, that's amazing. I want to do this effect. That's perfect. That's very drop-in-ish. Everything that's drop-in, that's just perfect. I knew about that design system, but I never used it. But I'll definitely give it a try.
Okay, I'm just now putting it on my to-do to like make a video about using Polaris View components.
That's perfect. That's just perfect. That's the kind of content I want to see.
Yeah, talking of to-dos. So we've spoken about what we've been doing in October and what are your plans for November. Yes, you have spoken a bit about the plans of November, like lunch and
No, it's okay. It's okay. I do have some more plans. Like we just launched the Friendly RB's after movie. We had some interviews with people. We actually ended up recording too many, but maybe we'll do another movie. So we recorded a little bit too many interviews and we didn't get to use everybody. But we'll probably do another video later next year. But we launched the after movie where people can talk about like what Friendly RB is to them, what do they think about the organization, what do they think about the talks and everything, and it's just like such a nice reminder of like what Friendly RB was and all the special people and all the special things that happened there. And I got messages like echoes like right away, like, oh my god, only hearing your voices, the hair stood up on my head. Like it was just amazing. It's a nice way to remember the event. So yeah, we have the photos out, we have the after movie. We're working with the guys with the video team to have the talks out as well. And tickets are now on sale. So we already sold out last year. If you don't want to miss out, definitely go and get a ticket. It's going to be in September, probably after Rails World again. And this is something that we started to work on. We started researching about the lineup, about the speakers. We have reached out to a few speakers, and we have a few more on the list. So definitely, this is on our hands right now. And like the baby event from Friendly, we're now doing. We're starting to do meetups, Ruby meetups in Romania with Ruby Romania, the other organization that we created, and we want to do like a traveling throughout Romania. So basically, raising awareness more and stop making companies that do Ruby in Romania feel like islands, because this is what we got from them. We spoke with a lot of companies, and they're like, "Oh, we're just a little island of Ruby." Like, you're not. Like, we are many of us, so we can be like together. Let's try and create a community around it. So yeah, this is on our plate for November and the following months to do those meetups as well.
Yeah, that's really nice. Like, not just making a conference once a year, but actually have meetups. So in Warsaw, where I was living before the pandemic, there were like monthly Ruby meetups, and I really enjoyed them. But it kind of died out when the pandemic started. But I really missed it.
Yeah, no, like Poland has an amazing Ruby community, like amazing. There are so many meetups in so many different cities. I've been to Wrocław RB, which was amazing, and I've been to Warsaw a few times. So yeah, they're very busy. Like the visuality guys, like Mariusz and Pavel and Alex and everybody, like they're doing such an amazing job, curating the whole community.
Yeah, they are really reviving like the Ruby movement in Warsaw, and actually I was so happy to see the news that the guys like became CEO and CTO.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, they deserve it. Like they work so much. Like I know I spoke with Mariusz a few times, and he told me like how much he works and how many things he's got on his plate. So I think it's just right to be officially be the CEO of the company. I can't wait to see what he's going to be doing in the next few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, November sailing on Saturdays, and
Nice.
yeah, I'm going to work on making super rails more useful. Maybe I will release a few videos that will be available only on superrails.com, but not on YouTube. I already have some ideas, and yeah, basically make many good videos, maybe about Polaris V components, maybe more Hotwire stuff, whatever ideas you, dear listeners, have, like share them with me, and I'll try to make a video for it.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think it's good that you're moving a few videos to your own website. I mean, you're growing the community, and when you're bringing the community, you're making it involved. You're not like this like single guy. Okay, I'm doing my my coding or my videos and whatever, and I'm just gonna. You're just getting the input and the feedback, and yeah, having a community is much better than working alone. That's great.
Oh, and Helvetic. Are you coming to Helvetic Ruby?
Yes, I am. I have my ticket. I have my plane tickets, my hotel, my everything. I cannot wait to meet the guys again, and it's going to be like such a nice way to end up the whole conference season, which, to be honest, like I've been to so many conferences this year and so many events, like I cannot wait to have like a month or 2 or 3 of downtime. Like, okay, I'm going to be home. I won't have to leave to go to any other events, although I'm going to miss everybody, but it's going to be nice. Are you coming? This is the question.
I haven't got tickets. I don't have a hotel. I don't have plane tickets yet, but I am coming.
That didn't stop you before. I remember when Yuruko happened, like I think a day before, you were sending me like booking screenshots, like, okay, I'm booking my stay in Vilnius. I'm here, but that didn't stop you before. So definitely.
Yeah, it's like I already arrived in Vilnius, and I was sitting in a restaurant and choosing a hotel to stay.
That's just perfect. I think you should do a little bit of research for Burn this year, but definitely I cannot wait to see you. And I've spoken with many people that I've seen throughout the conferences this year. It's gonna be like a good get together with everybody. So yeah, Helvetic Ruby is gonna be amazing.
And actually, like yesterday, I loved watching this video of like friendly RB. how do you name this kind of video? Like promo or
after movie? That's what we call it. Yeah.
after movie, like seeing all these faces, like, oh, he's there, oh, she's there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. So yeah, if you don't have plans on the 24th, I think 23rd or 4th, definitely try to make it to Bern. It's gonna be awesome. I think everybody is going to like love the end, like the end of the conferences. This is gonna be the last event until we all see each other like next year, and it's gonna be nice. So come and join.
Yeah, and I guess it's like fondue season in Switzerland.
I cannot wait. Did you ever had fondue? I never had it.
I bought it once. I tried kind of boiling it, whatever, but it
didn't work out. It's okay. We're gonna let the masters do it. Yeah, they have. So let's tell the speaker, the listeners. So they have this open invitation for people that are coming to Helvetic if they want to try like some fondue. They want to organize this whole thing together at a restaurant, I think. So we'll leave the link in the show notes so you can tell the guys like, hey, I'm coming. Count on me. So they know how many people, tables, whatever. They know how to organize it. So yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So. I guess, I mean, I like this kind of format that, like, okay, what happened last month, what are our plans, what are our objectives. We might try doing it one, two more times and see how it goes for us. And again, guys, like, thanks for being with us. Feel free to reach out to us, to me if you have any C-Rails ideas, to Adrian if you have any Avo feedback.
Of course. We love the feedback.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, guys, see ya. Thank you, man. See ya.